When you're Pep Guardiola, he gets so much praise for the tactical ingenuity. He comes up with something and everyone else seems to follow 6 months, a year on. But the fact that he's able to drive this energy from his team every 3 days, as he says, is that also part of the magic that perhaps doesn't get spoken about quite so much?
For sure. Yeah, for sure, Dave. Because, like you said there, you know, people look at it and you see these world-class players, are paid X amount of money. This is a people business, in the sense that as a manager, this is not a factory where you spend a lot of money on a machine and every day you know it's going to pump out X. This is human beings. And to drive human beings and to motivate human beings constantly, every single day, money doesn't come into it at that moment. And, you know, he's praising his players there, but you have to praise him as well, because how does he generate? How does he keep motivating? And as a manager, at certain moments, you have constant doubt. You do have constant doubt because at certain times, 11 men go out there or 13 with subs, sometimes you're not sure what you're going to see. And in terms of Man City, the turnover of games are so frequent. The number of days in between games where you're prepping for a game if the players understood it, every single time it seems to be the case that they get it right. And you see a team that are relentless in that, in terms of winning every week. That's tough to do. It's very tough to do, to go and win every single week. And they can't afford to have one bad result, Man City. And yet again, they go and do that today.
Do you think it's harder in Pep Guardiola's position because the people that he are speaking to have won before? Or is actually that the carrot that he's dangling in front of them now, saying you can all achieve something that no one's ever done before? You can go back-to-back trebles. You can win 4 league titles in a row. No one's done that.
The easy thing for a manager to do, and I'm sure Scott will back me up on this, is to be motivated by failure. I like losing a game. Okay, it's easy to rally the team and go, right, we need to get a result next weekend. But for Guardiola to do it in the way that he does, and we're talking about a factory, we talk about the academy, Manchester City Academy, and you go in the players that they're bringing through, Oscar Bob, Phil Foden, you know, to name a couple, Rico Lewis that have featured in the first team. You're talking about this sort of machine of a team, of a squad, and you go in, the amount of versatility within that squad is ridiculously good. And you've got players that can play in a multitude of positions. You can change your systems. You can do what he did today because he knew how Bournemouth were going to set up. And it's just those little split seconds. It's almost like you have to sort of be a step ahead of what's going to happen. You've always got to predict the future, yeah. I'm assuming, in management. You've got to understand what's going to happen and have a plan in place to do it. And Guardiola's done it on a mass scale. And then you've also got, you know, looking at the title challenges this season, you go Liverpool. How close has Klopp been with Liverpool? They've been this close away from City. So you've got to credit him. You've got to credit Arteta's desire to knock Pep off his perch, to knock Liverpool off. And that's why this title race this season is so exciting.
You're talking about an elite mindset. Every single person at Man City, the manager down to every single player, there's an elite mindset. And that elite mindset is failure drives them. And they don't accept not winning. They don't accept not winning the league this year, the Champions League this year. And you find that with many elite people, really. And it's easy as a manager, obviously, when you know every single player, what you're playing in, has the same mindset as you. But that's what you see in this team, really. There'll be not one of these players what have a vision of winning the league more than anyone else, really. That's exactly their vision, really.